Good morning, students. Today we are doing an important experiment in hematology which is known as estimation of hemoglobin by Sahli's method. So why hemoglobin? What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is a major constituent of the red cell cytoplasm. It constitutes about 90% of the dry weight of the mature cell. Hemoglobin is an important medium for exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen into the red cells. Hence, its values should be known, as increase and decrease can cause severe health problems. What are the indications of doing this experiment? There are total 5 indications of doing this experiment. First is to determine the severity and presence of anemia. Second, screening of polycythemia. Third, response of specific therapy in anemia. Fourth, estimation of the red cell indices. And fifth is the selection of donor in blood donation. This is the Sahli's hemoglobinometer box. The components in this box can be seen here. This is the comparator box. We can see here 2 filled brown color tubes. These are the 2 standard tubes. The tube will be placed in the middle and then we'll compare this reading. We'll compare the colors. The back side is white color so that we can get a nice contrast. This is the hemoglobinometer tube. It's a graduated tube. There are 2 markings in this tube. One is with the red color. The red color marking indicates percentage, whereas the yellow color marking indicates the content in gram per deciliter. This is the stirrer. This is the pipette. This is graduated as well. This is the rubber tubing. This is the mouthpiece, and this is the graduated tube. The markings till where we have to take the blood from a fresh prick is 0.02 ml. Okay. The reagents used in this are N/10 HCl and then the distilled water. 2 things about N/10 HCl is that why only N/10? Why not less than N/10? Because the amount of acid used should dilute the hemoglobin into acid hematine. So if you use less of it, we won't get the proper acid hematine content. Now why more? Why not? Why more hemoglobin? If more HCl is taken, it will affect the reading, as under conditions like anemia, even undiluted acid hematine color will be lighter than that of the standard hematine. The second thing about HCl is that why cannot we use other reagents, other acids other than HCl? Because they cause massive destruction of the proteins present in the hemoglobin. Also, the standard color of the acid hematine needed for this comparison corresponds to N/10 HCl only. Now why distilled water? Why not tap water? Distilled water is free from all the impurities and other salts. If we use tap water for dilution purposes, it might alter the color of the acid hematine solution and thus interfere with the color matching. These are the lancets. So these are the contents of our experiment. So moving forward with the procedure, the first step in doing this experiment is that we'll take this N/10 HCl in this tube. We'll take it at the lowest mark. Please remember that we have to look for the yellow markings, not the red ones. So here I am taking this N/10 HCl. So now I have put the N/10 HCl up to this lowest marking of the yellow color. Okay. Then we'll place this tube in the comparator box. Okay. Now the next step is that we'll have to take a fresh prick with all the aseptic precautions which you have learned. Then we'll take the prick and then we'll draw blood from this mouthpiece till the mark of 0.02 ml. Please note that there should not be any bubble in this tube. Before doing that, please push all the air from this mouthpiece so that you get a clear way for the tube and to draw blood. After taking the blood, we'll take the tube and then put it into the tube. The pipette like this. Okay. We have this is the thing that we are looking for. This is the brown color acid hematine. It is yet to form. Now after pouring the blood into this, we'll have to wait for 10 minutes. Why 10 minutes? Because it is the time required for the hemoglobin to get converted into acid hematine. After putting the blood into the tube through the pipette, we'll place a stirrer into the tube for mixing it evenly and thoroughly. After putting this stirrer into the tube, please note that do not remove the stirrer in any case, because already we have taken very small amount of hemoglobin like the blood, and if we remove this, some drops of hemoglobin might get stuck into the stirrer and then can be removed. This might alter the reading. So please note, do not remove the stirrer till our final reading gets into it. So we have waited for 10 minutes. Now drop by drop we'll start adding the distilled water and then we'll start comparing our reading with the two tubes. Okay. Please note that we have to compare the reading in bright light. After repeated putting distilled water drop by drop, now we have exactly matched the two standard tubes with our own tube. So how to take the reading of hemoglobin is that we'll remove the tube. Do not remove the stirrer, but we'll have to remove it slightly above the solution and then take the lower margin, that is the lower meniscus, and then at the yellow tubing, which we can appreciate, it shows 12. Okay, slightly less than 12, but okay, 11 to 12. So this is our reading. But how to write the inference? We have to write it. My hemoglobin content is 12 grams per dl by Sahali's method. Okay. Quickly we will revise the advantages of this. There are 4 advantages of doing this Sahali's hemoglobinometer. The first, it's easy to do. Second, it's less time consuming. Third, it's inexpensive. Whereas fourth, it's a bedside procedure. There is no technician required, so you can do it in any emergency. Thank you.